Hello मेरे प्यारे बच्चों, welcome back. I know exams are just around the corner and you're all working so hard. So today, let's do a super fast, super effective revision of one of the coolest chapters in our history, the Harappan civilization. Come on, let's get you 100% exam ready in just a few minutes.
Okay, let's jump right in. Now look at this. This is a Harappan seal, probably the most famous thing they left behind. It's got this really cool animal on it. Is it a bull, a unicorn? Who knows? And right above it, you see that? That's a secret message, a code that even today the smartest people in the world can't read. This tiny little stone is our ticket to understanding a civilization that was brilliant, mysterious, and way ahead of its time.
So, here's our game plan for today. We're going to quickly say hello to the Harappans, find out why they were absolute superstar city planners, take a peek into their daily life, try to figure out their society, and then we'll touch on the great mystery they left for us. Ready? Let's do this.
All right, so first things first, who exactly were these people? While the Harappan civilization, which we also call the Indus Valley civilization, was one of the world's first and, honestly, one of its greatest city-based cultures. And they were around for a long time. Just look at this timeline. Their story kind of has three parts. You've got the early phase, which was like the warm-up. Then comes the mature phase. That's the peak. This is when they built all their amazing cities. And finally, the late phase, when things started to go downhill. Now, for your exams, remember this. The mature Harappan period is the most important one. That's where the magic happened.
And just look at how far their world stretched. This wasn't some small little kingdom. No way. It was massive, covering big parts of modern-day Pakistan and India. We found their cities in places like Gujarat, Rajasthan, and Haryana. They were all connected, all part of one huge, super-organized culture.
Okay, bachcho, full focus now. If there is one thing you absolutely, positively must know about the Harappans, it's this. They were geniuses when it came to town planning. This is the topic where all the big, juicy exam questions come from.
And this shows you exactly how they did it. Most of their big cities, like Mohenjo-daro, were split into two main parts. You have the citadel, a smaller area, built a little higher up. Think of it as a VIP zone, with all the important public buildings. And then you have the much larger lower town, which is where most of the people actually lived. This clear separation tells us it was all planned right from the beginning.
And check this out. In the citadel, they found this amazing structure, the Great Bath. Just imagine a huge, ancient swimming pool. It was built so perfectly with bricks and a special mortar that it was completely watertight. Now, archaeologists think it wasn't for a casual swim, but for special religious ceremonies. How cool is that?
And their drainage system? Oh, it was unbelievable. Their streets were laid out in a perfect grid, just like a chessboard, and they had covered drains running all along them. Every single house was connected to this main drain. Honestly, their planning was better than in many of our modern cities today.
Attention! This right here is a Paka exam question, a 5-marker for sure. Describe the main features of Harappan town planning. Go on, take a mental screenshot of this. The answer is coming right up.
And here it is, your perfect answer. Just remember these points. The cities had a grid pattern. They were divided into the citadel and lower town. They had an advanced covered drainage system. The bricks they used, they all had the same standard size ratio, everywhere. They had walls separating the sections, and their houses were built around a courtyard, and many even had their own wells. You write this down and full marks are yours.
Awesome. So we know they were master builders. But what was life actually like for the people living in these amazing cities? You know, what did they have for dinner? What did they do all day? Well, for starters, they were excellent farmers. They ate stuff like wheat, barley, and lentils. And they kept animals like cattle, sheep, and goats. This cute little terracotta bull is a huge clue. It tells us they used oxen to plow their fields. So they always had plenty of food.
But they weren't just farmers. Oh no, they were also master craftsmen. Just look at these gorgeous beads made from stones like red carnelian. And look at those perfectly made weights for trade and those sharp copper tools. These people were skilled artists and engineers. And you know what? They didn't just keep all these amazing things for themselves. They were fantastic traders. And one of the biggest clues we have is this, a seal with a picture of a boat on it. Can you believe it? They were sailing the seas thousands of years ago.
And they traveled far, really far. This map gives you an idea of their trade network. They were trading with places like Oman, probably to get copper, and even all the way to Mesopotamia, which is modern-day Iraq. This was ancient international trade. You could say it was the original Make in India and export scheme.
All right, this brings us to some tougher questions. In this amazing civilization, was everybody equal? And who was the boss? Did they have a king, a queen? Who was calling the shots?
So how can we possibly know? Well, archaeologists are like detectives. They look at the objects they find. They put them into two groups. Utilitarian things are simple, everyday items, like pots and needles, found everywhere. But luxury things are rare, made from expensive materials, and you only find them in the big cities, like Mohenjo-daro. This difference hints that, yeah, there were probably rich people and not so rich people.
Okay, but what about a ruler? You'd think there'd be a huge palace somewhere, right? Well, archaeologists have looked, but they've never found one. No crowns, no fancy royal tombs. We have this famous statue people call the Priest King, but honestly, we have no real proof. The truth is, we just don't know if they had one king or maybe a council of chiefs. It's a huge puzzle.
And speaking of puzzles, that leads us perfectly into our final and most mysterious section. The story of the Harappans is like a great detective novel, with some really big pages missing.
The number one mystery, of course, is their writing. We've found thousands of short messages, like the one you see here, with about 400 different signs. But nobody can read it. It's a language that has been totally silent for over 4,000 years. Just imagine the stories it could tell us if we could crack the code. And finally, the biggest mystery of all. How did it all end? What we know for a fact is this. By around 1800 BCE, the big cities were empty. The special seals, the weights, the writing, it all just disappeared. But why? Well, we have lots of guesses. Maybe the climate changed, or there were huge floods. Maybe the rivers they depended on just dried up. But these are all just theories. We still don't have a final, 100% sure answer.
So just think about that for a second. A civilization with these incredible cities, amazing artists, trading with the whole world, that just faded away into history. What do you think the real story is? It's one of history's greatest unsolved cases.
And that's it, your super quick revision of the Harappan civilization. Just remember the key things: their amazing town planning, their beautiful crafts and trade networks, and of course, the great mysteries they left behind. Revise this well, mere bachchon, and you will do brilliantly in your exams. All the very best. You've got this.